So after a year, finally getting back to this rear PTO on this 318. Only took me, I guess it's been about 11 months. So what I want to do is I have the spring that everybody talked about that goes in between the drive shaft on the PTO and the hydrostatic unit. That's this right here, T6672, 742. Got that last year. In fact, I spent probably 20 minutes trying to find it. At the same time, I'm going to mount the bagger for the MCS unit. And here are the mounts. I believe that you can leave the 3-point arms on here, but you have to remove these little plates right here. I have to remove this anyway to back it off so I can get this part out. At the same time, I'm also going to go ahead and air gap the PTO just for good measure while I'm in here doing all that. So let me get set up here, and we'll probably go through this one piece at a time and go from there. All right, so now that I have everything apart, I can go about fixing what I need to do. So the first thing I want to do, like I said, is I'm going to air gap the clutch. I think it's a little tight on one side based on some scraping that I heard. Second after that is I'm going to put the mounts on. They go like that. I have already disconnected the rock shaft arms to go around the deck. I'll put those on there like that. I will double check the orientation though to make sure that is correct. And then following that, I will start putting the PTO and everything else back on. So I'll put the clutch on, then I will put the implement drive on. And then after I put the implement drive on, then we will see if we can get the bagger on here and see if I have picked up the right size belt for this thing. So this is what it looks like starting off, and we're going to go forward from there. All right, let's see if we can put everything together. I've got my, you can see my new spring in there, like it should be. Get all this oriented correctly. A couple parts out of the way, don't need those anymore. And we're gonna push this in here like so. And then we're gonna line it up on the stud on the, there we go. And then down on the underneath here, there's a pin. That locks into place. Then we take, I'll connect it here in just a minute, but we're going to go ahead and put the ground on. That's a 15 millimeter. Like that. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and hook the power up just in case I forget. And we'll need to zip tie that up again. All right, so there is that part installed with the spring in there. Now I'm going to come in with my pulley. Like that. Okay. Now the pulley's in there. I got to tighten all that up, so I need to lower the camera for you. All right, so this pulley system attaches to the transaxle with 3 bolts. This will be the same way with the 2000 RPM gear case. And I don't know, see if I can set the camera up right here. I'm going to take 2 hands. To do this. There we go. Okay, just gotta do it twice more. don't know if you can see that, but I'm actually above the camera. Let's pull this back a little bit. Hopefully the camera doesn't tip over backwards. You can kind of see what I'm doing. Something like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my handy dandy ratchet and tighten those up. Alright, so now I was trying to figure out how to get these brackets on, and it looks a little bit more challenging than I thought because I had to pull the entire rock shaft out, which is fine. Not too terribly a big deal, just kind of a pain. Because that means the blocks are now out. All right, so got to put this on there, and what I found out is you actually have to take the rock shaft out to do that. So there's that. So now I have to put these back in here, which this is always fun. I got to find all the parts though. Especially when everything's attached like this. Okay, there's one side in. Now I have to get the other side in, which might be just a little bit of an adventure. Maybe not. Almost there. There we go. Whew. Made it. It's more fun than I care to have. But we got it there, and watch. Those brackets are probably oriented incorrectly. No clue. I suppose I should figure that out. I think I'll figure out, make sure those are oriented right. They seemed right when I put them on there, and now they don't seem quite as right as I thought. So let me go work on that. All right, so I got them correct. Whew. I had to look up a couple pictures that I've had from past machines and whatnot, and kind of go from there. So now it's just a matter of lining all the bolts up and spending time putting the bolts on there. So I don't know if this step's even worth showing. Maybe, maybe not. You tell me. I'm going to work on this and I'll come back and show you what I've done. All right, got everything hooked up. Honestly, there wasn't a whole lot to see. Just lifting up the gas tank one more time. Once I got those bolted up, then it was just a matter of putting the lift straps back on. But let's see if the PTO comes on here. So we'll fire it up. See what all I missed. Alright, so I think I've got a voltage regulator going bad because the battery light will be on quite a while. It'll go off here in just a second. There you go. We're just gonna kick it up a little bit. Turn the front PTO on. Oh, I gotta air gap that one. Forgot. And then we're gonna turn the rear one on. It's turning. That's good news. So everything seems to be working right. I do need to fix this something's up with the two lights there. There we go. I thought that one was burned out, but I guess not. That's gotta just be a loose connection. So yeah, they both work. So now I can put the fender pan back on there, and I'll go ahead and get the bagger in here to see if I can get the bagger mounted on the machine tonight. I'm sure that's just going to be a fun experience. So it looks pretty unruly. So let me get set up for that. All right, well, this just looks like more fun than a barrel of monkeys. So what we've got to do is these two mounting points attached to these, and these two mounting points down here attached to the 3-point mounts down on the bottom. Make sure all of my things are free here. So now let the fun begin. I'm just going to set up the camera and you can watch me struggle. I should get rid of my weeds from sitting outside. God, this thing's big. Okay, now I can, got it just about where I want it. Just gotta I am frustrated. There it is, kind of hooked up. When I say kind of hooked up, I'm saying the bottom pins aren't all the way in. But I gave up after about an hour of fighting with it. I'm exhausted, tired. Not for me anymore. I've got it wedged in here. Quite possibly this is the worst attachment I have ever seen on